one of those voices. Here with us now from Capitol Hill, House Intelligence Committee Chairman, Republican Congressman from Michigan, Mike Rogers. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning.
You said in a comment that's been pretty widely circulated on Sunday, quote, Putin is playing chess and I think we're playing marbles, and I don't think it's even close. Has your opinion changed of the White House's handling, this administration's handling of what's going on in Ukraine since you made that comment?
Well, I think what you're seeing now is a bubbling up of frustration on a foreign policy that has been really hard to define in this administration, and it seems disjointed. So it's, in some ways, it's like watching 5-year-olds play soccer. They all want to be where the ball is, and it is more of a scrum than a soccer game. And we're finding that same problem here. They'll run to the problem, and they don't do any of the work leading up to it. And that's what's been so frustrating for those of us who take national security and foreign policy seriously and are looking to work with the president to try to solve some of these problems. And I think the original round of criticism, we would hope it would be constructive criticism, was don't waffle in the first few days. Lay out your case about the G8 and what was going to happen. Lay out the first 3 things that you are going to do and then start doing them so that you get their attention. Right now, Putin has set the table in the Crimea for negotiations the way he would like them to go. And I think that puts us at a little bit of a disadvantage. You can't have the secretary announcing that we're going to do sanctions and the international community is going to support us in these sanctions, right, and then have Germany come out and say, no, we're really not for sanctions. It just weakens our position as we move forward. What I'd love to see is us all be on the same page about how we push back on what Putin is clearly trying to do, and which is push out and re-influence some of his buffer states.
Well, I wonder if one of the issues why that might be difficult is not just political influences, but the issue of wanting diplomacy to solve this, as Richard was talking about. What's the talk on Capitol Hill amongst you all in terms of whether or not it's highly questionable that that is even possible with Putin, given what we've seen even in the recent past?
Well, I always think that there's a way forward on diplomacy, but it has to be done from strength, from a position of leverage. And you can't give away that leverage early on. And I think, again, the frustrating part of this is we have frayed our relationship in Europe with some of our key allies, Poland, the Czech Republic, even Germany in some cases. And you have to have them as solid allies as you move into a tension time like we're experiencing now. You can't get here and try to solve this diplomatically without fixing the fraying that you have done in Europe and that mistrust. And that's been the frustration here is you can't just deal with the diplomacy of this issue today. This needed to be a lead-up to this event.
Okay. And what about the issue, Mike, of missing intelligence and the issue of whether or not Russian troops had actually invaded Crimea?
Yeah, we're looking at this. I've ordered a review on the committee, but I don't really see and sense an intelligence failure up front. What I do see is 2 different analytical groups taking all of the collection points of intelligence. All of the indicators were there. 2 different agencies came to 2 different conclusions, not wildly different, by the way. So what we're going to do is there's a little space in there. We're going to go back. We're going to review it. Why did this group of analysts say that it wasn't going to happen? There wasn't going to be troop movement into the Crimea in 24 hours, and one say it could, given these set of indicators, it could happen. So we're just going to look at the space. I think this is not as big a story. I do believe that there's some room for improvement here, and we're going to go through and do that review pretty thoroughly.
Chairman Mike Rogers, thank you so much.
You.
We always love having you.
Thanks for having us.
We greatly appreciate it. Ari,